For months, the loudest voices in politics insisted that victory was inevitable. They spoke confidently, declaring that the turning point was near, that their opponents were exhausted, and that the situation would soon shift in their favor. These statements were repeated over and over until they became part of the daily political background. But now, the tone has changed dramatically. The same people who once promised a decisive triumph are suddenly calling for negotiations, dialogue, and compromise. This shift is not just noticeable, it reveals deeper problems that have long been hidden from public view. When political leaders drastically change their messaging, it usually means only one thing: reality has caught up with them. The situation on the ground no longer matches their earlier promises. Losses, shortages, external pressures, and a slow decline in public support have forced them to reconsider their stance. If victory was truly so close, why are they now speaking the language of diplomacy? Why are they asking for talks that they once dismissed as a sign of weakness? Public fatigue is another key factor. People are beginning to question the narrative they were fed for months. Social pressure is increasing. Economic difficulties are becoming harder to ignore, and the emotional cost of the conflict is rising. Citizens want answers, but the leadership can no longer provide convincing explanations. In such moments, the idea of negotiations becomes a convenient escape, a way to soften criticism and pretend that seeking peace is part of a well-planned strategy rather than a forced retreat. The international environment has also changed. Countries that once supported a hardline approach are now more focused on stability, reducing risks, and protecting their own interests. As their priorities shift, they begin pressuring their partners to consider diplomatic solutions. What was once rejected as unacceptable is now presented as the only sensible path forward, and those who once shouted about victory must adjust to this new reality, whether they want to or not. When leaders begin asking for negotiations after months of promising victory, it exposes the strategic dead end they've reached. Their earlier claims can no longer be sustained, and the public can no longer be motivated by speeches alone. Even the most polished propaganda has limits. Eventually, the truth becomes too large to hide, and that truth forces them to change course. This contrast between the loud declarations of the past and the hesitant appeals of today highlights a simple truth. Politics is not about consistency, it is about survival. There are no permanent winners, only those who manage to adapt before it is too late. And in this case, the move from victory at any cost to urgent negotiations is not a sign of strength, but a clear admission that the promised triumph never materialized.